might have to turn the radio off.
Why?
Why?
So we'd like to welcome you to our new season 2 of our very fine podcast.
Welcome, welcome.
The original podcast was just something we came up with, and now we're waiting on news for our season 4 of the TV series.
But the podcast has really taken off, hasn't it? People like listening to it. We like doing it, and we want to keep doing it. This time we're looking at cars we might buy, but we might also look over cars that we can't buy because they're not for sale, and that's okay. We're lending an assessment or an opinion.
So if you're listening and you've got an interesting car, you probably know what we like, then get in touch.
We're also recording many of these episodes on video. Not quite a television show, but see what you think.
Shh, Gus, the podcast is starting.
Oh, is it now? Thank you for staying with us. I hope you like the cars we found. So, podcasters, here we are again. We're podcasting, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Good morning, Gus.
I want to say that I know very, very, very little about these cars. I know what it's based on.
Yeah.
The listeners don't even know what the car is yet.
No, okay.
But this is the preamble.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to say is to somehow excuse my ignorance. I know what it's based on. I know a lot about the car it was based on.
Okay, well, there you go. That's a good start.
It's a good starting point, isn't it?
So let's say it's a Wolseley 1500 in a lovely shade of blue, which I'm not going to name because I always get it wrong.
You're going to say Trafalgar blue, aren't you?
Well, exactly.
It's not, though, is it?
No, it's not. No.
Trafalgar blue. It's a dark blue.
Yeah.
I think Trafalgar blue is... Okay, I'm going to shut up too because I don't know.
It's a nice warm blue, if blue can be warm.
Yeah. Could you say it was nearly a petrol blue? I like the idea of it being petrol blue.
Let's just go with that.
Or should we just go with blue?
Dark overall blue.
Dark overall blue. Okay, so it's...
Not your overalls.
I get confused because when I think of a Wolsey... I can't say the name properly. Wolseley.
Is it Wolseley?
No, it's Wolseley,
that's how it's spelt, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's Wolseley, isn't it?
Yeah, Wolseley.
Yeah, like the club in London.
And at this part of their life, they were part of the sort of Morris, BMC, Austin. They were all working together, weren't they?
Well, this is what reg is this? 50.
So what I do know,
56.
Here we go.
Is it 56?
No, they came out in 57.
These did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, I think, is 63. So it's
Is it?
just pre-change of number plate arrangements.
Oh, I see. And also, therefore, pre-BMC. So it would have been... Wolseley would have been part of the Morris group by then, wouldn't it? But not BMC. BMC came after.
Yeah.
But BMC was 60.
I know that all of the British groups at that stage tended to be jumping in and out of bed with each other.
Yeah,
And
there was a lot of badge engineering, wasn't there? Although
Oh.
this wasn't technically badge engineering, was it? Because this isn't a minor. And I think this was supposed to be the continuation of the minor, the replacement for the minor, wasn't it? Wasn't that what was in their minds?
So I believe, yeah. So the minor, they'd had the minor going since like 48, 49 or something. Been going for like billions of years already in their mind.
Yeah.
And they were going to then supersede it with this, which in their mind was going to be a micro luxury car.
Yeah, do you think that's where they were coming from? So this is, did you say this is a 1500?
This is the 15, yes.
Okay, so it's bigger engine than
And this is the Mark III, which I know, A, because of
you
his
talked
age.
to the owner.
Yeah. And B, the owner told me that down here at the front of the car, where I'm looking at the front grille, you've got the central front grille.
Sort of cat's whiskers type thing.
Which is quite, and then, and it's got the sort of like the little smile that sticks out on either side in chrome.
Yeah.
And these ones go either side of the front central grille, and they reach all the way out to almost the edge of the wings with the indicators and side lights, which had been nicked from the Morris Minor.
Had been nicked from the Minor,
are all set into the chrome work.
Oh, OK, so that denotes it's been a Series 3.
Earlier models would have been slightly shorter.
And so Series 3 was the last one, and it was supposed to supersede the Minor, but this obviously, Minor went on to 72, I think.
Well, yeah, the Minor was such a good car.
Yeah, well, Minor, Marina was the next Minor, as it were.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Wolseley tried to undermine the Minor and blew itself out of the water.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you say Wolseley 1500 or Wolseley 1300 or Wolseley 1100, I think of the land crab car, you know, with the hydroelastic suspension.
Oh, really?
That's what's in my mind. This is the earlier car, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
OK, well, you know, that's... I mean, We all get confused, me especially, I'm sure. But this car, so looking at it now, it's a lovely little 4-seater saloon car, which was built as a luxury car.
Yeah, I get it. And I suppose Wolseley was to be the luxury brand. That's where they were coming from, isn't it? That's
because Wolseley had always managed to make something sort of quite nice. I think they really did it with the Hornet, didn't they? When the Hornet came out, they had the 4-door, many other variations of the Hornet. But you had the Hornet, and they got the Hornet, the Super 6 one.
So what year was Hornet then? When was that?
Oh, the Hornets were 1930s.
Because I know
not the later type Hornet. No. I'm thinking about the sit-up and beg chassis, wooden framed Hornets.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the 1930s.
Because the Wolseley car company was massively successful in the really early days of transport, wasn't it? So turn of the century to sort of 1912 up to sort of 1920s.
Yeah.
It was doing brilliantly, wasn't it? And then it sort of...
They went a bit down. This Wolseley was using existing technology.
Yeah.
Again.
Not only existing technology, but technology that was right at the end of its, end of its life.
Yeah.
When you think of this is minor suspension under here, minor running gear. I mean, it was great on a Morris Minor, but it was relatively flawed, wasn't it?
Well, yes, I mean, it was. But they fell apart.
I know they fell apart.
Which was not the clever part. And these Wolseleys would suffer with the same issue. So essentially, the wishbone at the bottom, with its threaded bit which holds onto the kingpin, that thread bit would wear. And eventually, the suspension would force itself off the bottom of the kingpin. Therefore, the wheel would fly out of the bottom. The suspension would hit the ground, and you'd stop pretty abruptly, probably with the back wheels off the ground.
My ex-wife suffered that coming out of a car park in our local supermarket. But was I not be right in saying that they were brass, those threads?
They were.
They were brass, weren't they? So they weren't even particularly...
Well, it's hard wearing, but it does, like anything with that much load on it, it's going to wear, and eventually... wear to failure if not checked.
Is it worth pointing out that this suspension system was also used in the Marina?
Yes.
Because that is almost unbelievable, isn't it?
It's almost identical. The front end is, I mean, you know, a blind man on a galloping horse wouldn't notice any difference whatsoever.
And interchangeable. Like the discs are interchangeable with these. You could uprate them to that.
So, yeah, these are all drum brakes.
Yeah.
And the Marina discs, that was the great thing.
Yeah.
Go straight on there.
Yeah. Amazing. So there's upgrades ready for these cars, aren't they?
If you wanted to convert this to disc, it's bits off a Morris Marina, piece of cake.
So what's the status of this car? Is this car for sale? Are we looking at this car with a mind to maybe buying it, or
we are?
What will we do with it?
The car is for sale.
Okay.
Would you want me to tell you how much? Because I think you'd be amazed. Or shall I let you wait a little bit?
Can I guess?
Until you've seen the rest of the car?
Can I guess?
Go on.
Because if I had a look round I'm preempting our look round the car, but it's I'd say it was worn. I'm not going to guess now. I'm not going to guess now because I haven't had a proper look round the car.
Let's see the car first.
Yeah, I think so. But suffice to say, it's for sale.
Yes.
So we would look at it as we would in the programme, look at it, see what we would do with it to bring it up. I mean, I can see a fair amount of bodywork needs doing already, but... So should we have a quick break, and then we'll get to going round the car, shall we?
Let's do that.
OK, brilliant. All right. So, we are back with our Wolseley 1500, aren't we?
Yeah, and I must say, we've just had donuts and coffee, and I now feel replete, and I feel like I've eaten too much. And I also feel like I've got a bit of jam on me as well. You know, it's a bit annoying, isn't it? Donuts.
That's the thing with beards, isn't it? Roald Dahl had a thing about that, didn't he? Men with beards. And
men with beards.
Bits of stuff in it.
Yes, rabbits and bicycles.
It's not a good look. Tuna and sardines. So we're with our Wolseley 1500 in blue. Neither of us can describe the colour blue because we're scared to, but it's a darkish blue.
Darkish blue, overall blue, overall blue.
Overall blue.
I'd just like to describe the car because we've sort of talked about the car and we're going to have a look at it. But I'm just looking down the side of the car at the moment.
Are we? Go on. What's
and it's a short, sort of... It's a small car. It's quite bubbly and rounded, quite sort of... very sort of 1950s-ish.
It is, isn't it? But it's not 1950s, is it? It's 1960s.
Well, this one is.
Oh, because it was made in the... It was designed in the 50s,
yeah. Originally designed.
True.
But it's, you know, when cars were looking very American or very English, this seemed to stand firmly in the I look English sort of brackets.
Yeah, it's a bit sit up and beg, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got that, I don't know why.
It's quite a tall...
But if we described it as this supposed replacement to the Minor, you can see where we're coming from, because it's a Minor-sized car, isn't it? That would be a way of describing it, wouldn't it?
Slightly bigger. So I don't know. Is it bigger?
I don't think it can be.
I don't think it is. You know, that's the same size as a Minor, isn't it? Maybe a bit more at the tail end. Yeah. I mean, in fact, here's the way to see, because I know that on a Morris Minor, the rear spring hangers are just inboard of the body.
Yes, that's a really good point, actually.
And
let's have a little look.
Looking under the back here,
it does.
You see the rear shackle is, that's a good 16, 18 inches in front of the tip of the rear bumper.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would say this car was probably a good foot longer than a Morris Minor.
Yes.
At the back end.
I don't know. I've spent a lot of time under a Minor, but...
And it does look very, very, very similar to this, doesn't it?
Similar, doesn't it? Yeah.
Elbow dampers on the rear axle.
Yeah.
Narrow springs. Quite a lot of leaves in them.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 leaves in the springs, which are quite narrow springs.
The handbrake arrangement is different. I don't remember mine coming off of a bracket on the axle like that.
Do you know, I've got to say, I can't remember.
No, it used to go to a centre point and then go either side from the body. That looks like a midget to me, doesn't it? The midgets have that.
I don't know, I wouldn't...
I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks aftermarket to me, I'd say, but I might be wrong. But the big killer, always with Minors, and I suppose with these, was the hanging points, wasn't it? Where the spring hangers join the bodywork at the front specifically.
Well, I think in all areas where suspension met body, there were rust-based issues.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at we're underneath the car at the moment. We've got a bit ahead of the game, but hey, that doesn't matter.
We were supposed to be going round the car, looking at the quality of the panels and that. But we've dived underneath, and I think that's fair enough, and it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason to our madness. It's just all slightly clara. Chassis leg on this side.
Yes.
I'm looking at it where the spring hangers are, the rear of the axle, and in front of the axle I can just see.
Yeah.
So this is all in good shape.
Yeah.
But still, there doesn't seem to have had sort of excess patching or welding work done to it.
No.
And see, there is a bit of a sort of weird anomaly going on with where the bumper mounts to the rear chassis. They seem to have been welded on.
Okay.
Probably by somebody with an arc welder by the looks of it. The bolts are completely missing, and there are welded sections down either side. Can you see this on your side?
Yeah, same this side. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it looks like there's been a section cut out to me. Does it to you? Because there would have been something in here that that the bumper attached to.
Yeah, I think so. I think where those bolt holes are in the bumper iron, there should have been something there.
Yeah.
Which... long since gone.
Maybe it had a push shunt or something once upon a time. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad, does it? It's interesting that on a Minor the tank goes across this way, doesn't it?
Yeah. But on a Minor, where does the spare wheel live?
Same place.
Does it?
Above the tank.
It must live above the tank.
Flat tank,
then.
Hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas on this car, the Wolseley, was looking at the tank is off to one side. And then the spare wheel well is off to the other side of what would be the boot floor.
Yeah.
So I suppose they thought, well, you know what? We can gain a bit more boot space.
Yeah, I guess so.
By jiggling it all around a bit.
So the tank's over on the driver's side, and the spare wheel over on the passenger side.
Look at that exhaust pipe.
Tiny, isn't it? It's a proper pea shooter. I wonder if it makes the
that lovely noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you're decelerating going down a hill.
I wonder.
Well, it's a different engine, but that pea shooter exhaust pipe, I think, is what makes them do that. They have a lovely boom, 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 boom,
exactly,
noise.
Yeah.
Which you do deliberately just because you could enjoy the sound of it.
Yeah, it's otherworldly driving something like this, isn't it? Because you're not competing in anyone else's game, are you? You're just driving along at sort of 40 miles an hour and enjoying yourself for different reasons. You're not pushing it, or you haven't got to constantly be ahead of everything else. You literally are just pottering along.
You're just driving.
Oh, it's rather lovely, actually.
When you own a classic like this, you are driving it. I know the owner of this car uses it as an everyday car, but when you buy it as a classic and you just take it out for a spin, it's for the fun of driving it.
Yeah.
And I know nostalgia tells me that I loved driving all of the Morris Minors that I've had over the years, which I would say all. I mean, I've got a good sort of 2 or 3. My Morris Minor pickup was my favourite, and the Traveller was quite nice as well.
Yeah.
I think I had 2 of those.
Yeah. We had 3. You had 3 Minors.
Yeah, you could just relax.
Well, with the last one we had, we used it. It was a 2-door 68, and it was our everyday car.
Yeah.
I mean, we used it for years and years and years as our everyday car.
And I'm guessing this probably wasn't even that many years ago.
No, it was when the kids were little. Yeah, it was the only car we had.
Yeah.
And it always used to make me laugh, because we'd go down to Brighton to see friends, and we lived on the up by the M25. You go down to Brighton to see friends, you think nothing of it, think nothing going anywhere of it. And on the days when they used to have that mini run that used to go down to Brighton, you used to see minis littered on the side of the road. And you go, what's going on? Why would they be so? They're as reliable, but obviously they're used less. And I think the key always was that we used it. We used it every day.
That's it.
To take the kids to school for everything.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you become so much more familiar and knowledgeable about the car by using it on that daily basis.
Yeah, and the cars like it.
They do. They really love it. But you can also tell when something is going awry, and you know. You
can choose to fix it or not.
Yeah, yes. Well, it depends which list it's on. Is it on the imminent list, as in it's probably not going to make it home next time?
Yeah.
Or is it on that interior light not working is a bit of a bind, but you know what? I've dealt with it for the last 7 years, not working.
It's that list of things you can work round, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not quite going into gear properly in that gear, not quite, all those things you can work round.
You can work around, yeah. Whereas a dramatic clonk from the suspension needs fixing now.
Especially when the wheel falls off.
Yeah, well, we are talking Morris Minors and Wolseley 1500s.
Exactly. Should we shuffle forward? Because actually, well, look, we're supposed to be looking at this car with an eye to doing something with it, aren't we? If we bought it, we were going to work out. I think you should tell me how much it's for sale for, because by the time we get to that, we'll be finished.
Now we've seen a bit of the car, and we're looking underneath the back of it, and we can see that actually it's in pretty good order, and we know it's an everyday driver.
Yeah.
And working on what we were just talking about, with everyday drivers being, up to speed.
Yeah, mechanically definitely.
Up to speed.
Yeah, it's going to have to be maintained.
This car is asking £1,500 for, which I think is a snip.
So what would be the best one in the world then? 10, 12, something like that?
I think closer to 10.
Yeah.
Unless you had gold plate instead of chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around about 10 grand, but that would have to be, the highest end of mint.
Yeah, which would mean a complete strip, a complete shop lot.
Yeah.
See, I'm looking at the back of that seal over there, and that scares me, because it looks like tape from here, but I'm sure it's not, but it looks like it. And I was just looking on Will's
rear
side.
Drum.
Well, the rear drum's weeping, isn't it?
Right.
Oh, don't.
I can tell you.
Well, I can tell you from where it is what it is.
That's brake fluid. So it's a bit old-fashioned.
Will's just tasted the brake fluid. I mean, it's liquid dripping out of the drum.
Yeah.
Unless it's a dog.
Well, I mean, well, that does happen.
Happen.
I think I've seen that happen in the past. But my old mate, Neil Mitchell, he always said, if you need to know the difference between axle oil and brake fluid, taste it.
Yeah.
Brake fluid being rather bitter, and axle oil smelling like cat's urine.
I just want to point out that if you're doing this at home, then maybe it's best not to do that. I don't know. I'm just saying from health and safety.
Just look at it from health and like, would you do that seriously? No, you shouldn't. But I just did.
and conclusively, it is brake fluid.
It is brake fluid. Yeah, it tastes awful.
So the rear offside cylinder has got a bit of a leak. There's a bit of something on this, but that might be from the.
This tyre's a bit cracking in the between the treads.
This tyre's a bit.
So I can imagine that's probably
What do you go? Have a look at that seal there, because I find that frightening.
The seal. Yeah, so that's definitely the rear wheel cylinder leaking on this side.
Yeah.
I would say the differential has got a bit of a drip coming from it, but it does actually look slightly washed. Lower side of the differential casing coming from the pinion seal.
Oh, yeah.
You can see there's a very clean bit where the oil's actually been coming out of it fast enough to wash it clean.
I can see where it's coming out, actually, this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's in need of attention.
That's an interesting. What about the back of that seal? That's what I'm looking at. Back of the seal.
Oh, the seal.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean.
Yeah.
That's
you mean the metalwork, not the oil seal.
Yeah, because it looks lumpy. And that scares me.
It's crunchy.
That scares me. This side's all right.
It's not in good condition. The inner seal has been welded up, patched quite badly at the back. There are other holes here that need desperate attention, as in they have holes.
Yep.
Visible ones. Not. I don't even need to touch it to find out.
No, don't touch it.
No, I'm not, because this is a classic thing of, wish I hadn't touched that.
As a rule of thumb.
However, though, I've just rolled over and I'm now looking forwards with my head underneath the side of the car.
Yeah.
Looking down the rest of the seal. And that's all looking quite good.
Well, this side looks good as well. And the back of this one doesn't look too bad. It feels solid, in actual fact. And it hasn't had a load of work. It has had a bit of work, actually. It has had a bit of work. Sorry, it has had a patch put on it.
You can see there's been a fair bit of welding work done on these sills in the past.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at... So on these...
You'd be astonished if there hadn't, wouldn't you?
Well, yes, I mean, I would be absolutely blown away.
But it's just down to standard of work, isn't it? That's the thing. And then how much has to be redone, taken apart and redone.
Yeah, and how badly, if you're looking at years and years and years worth of patching, how much have you got to do? Now, that lot, all from here, looks kind of nice and straight and clean.
Well, mine's dented on the bottom, but that's not uncommon, because people tend to use them to jack the cars up on, and that's clearly what's happened there.
Yeah, I think I might have just spotted something like that on this side as well. Is yours about there?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just holding my foot up to indicate to Gus, well, I think I can see a dent in this side as well. But it's... Yeah, I think it's jacking damage.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but apart from that, in pretty good nick, I would say. And the gearbox cross member looks like it's in pretty good nick, doesn't it?
Yeah, that looks fine. And everything forwards of that has got a nice
covering
bit of oil.
Nice covering of oil. Lovely.
Good bit of self-protection system. Shall we have a look at the bodywork?
Yeah, let's have a look at the bodywork. I just wanted to say, this is so reminiscent of looking underneath miners. And I used to sometimes I'd find them very depressing looking underneath miners when you saw how much work somebody had done and how bad it was. And therefore how far you would have to go before you could make that car.
Oh, the amount of backtracking.
Exactly, the amount you had to take apart before you could start putting it back together again. But actually, this is pretty good. It's not doing my head in at all.
But if you were going to work on this car, you've got two options. You can patch it up or you can do it nicely. Yeah. And I think, well, let's make that decision. I mean, patching it up's really not really an option. It's just...
No, you've got to do it right, haven't you?
You've got to do a nice job.
Yeah, you can't not.
Yeah.
And the thing that... I mean, I'm seeing underneath here and I'm thinking, well, I'd say this was good for a car of this age. And for these type of cars, these sort of minor chassis, as they were body shells. And you're not going to have to spend hours on here because this car runs and drives, and there are certain things like the brakes, obviously, but you're always going to need to do that, aren't you? You're always going to need to go through the brakes on
without a shadow
this,
of a doubt.
No matter how it's just the way it is.
I would suggest that on the rear end of this sill there'd be a little bit of repair needed. To patch these bits here, make some new panels up, or get some panels.
Looking at the shape and thinking, okay, well, that you cut that out, you cut it to shape, and you think, well, okay, it's not the end of the world.
No, that's a makeable panel, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice bit of sheet steel. Get going on it, and you'll be away.
Okay, should we go around the outside then? Because I mean, there's quite a lot of issues.
I've got a feeling, Gus. Should we sort of do that thing where we walk down either side and have a comparative think, starting off with this boot lid?
Yeah, the boot lid.
Well,
there's a lot of work to be done there.
Well, I would say it was almost perfect from here upwards.
Yeah.
And from just for the purpose of those that can't see, I'm holding my hand at about the number plate height.
Yeah.
And everything below there is, well, at best,
super
really
crispy.
crunchy.
Yeah, with a lot of moss growing out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to open it if I dare, and let's have a look.
Ooh, nice action.
Yeah, it's on the springs, isn't it? So it stays open.
Look at this. The spare wheel slides into a...
spare wheel slides into
was a little cubby slot.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
Great.
So just above the bumper, there's a little slot that the spare wheel goes in. So it's not in your boot. The boot is actually above that.
It's funny, though, isn't it? That says a lot, because this is from the day where modern cars, people don't really change the spare wheel because tyre technology has moved on so much.
Yeah, yeah.
And a car of this age, you'd be, if you were driving to John O'Groats, from Land's End, you were definitely going to have a couple of punches along the way.
Definitely something was going to happen, yeah.
Yeah, so that would definitely need to be out. Nowadays, if you go in a modern car, you'd expect to have no punctures whatsoever.
Yeah.
For 20,000 miles.
Yeah, but and if you did have, you'd be completely up a creek without a paddle.
Paddle without a creek.
Yeah, exactly. Because manufacturers don't want you to carry spare wheels anymore.
I'll tell you what, we're going to leave this boot lid open because
there's a lot of
condensation. There's a fair bit of condensation in there.
Yeah, there is, isn't there?
Now that is a telltale sign
of a
water leak.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if there's water in there, it's now condensated. We'll leave it open, let it air for our friend.
It's all wet, does it? But yeah. So boot
I found
lid.
something here. This is worth mentioning.
Oh, yes.
There's an electronic fuel pump has been mounted in the inner wing on the driver's side of the car, a little facet pump.
Well, that's a nice modernisation, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's held on with cable ties.
It is.
So it's not really a nice conversion.
Not really.
Nice modernisation. Not good conversion. But so I think the old SU pump would have gone there.
Yes.
The old electronic facet pump.
Nice.
So
can we just talk about this tailgate? Because see that in my mind that's very difficult to do anything with that. That's massively time-consuming. You would want to try and find another boot, wouldn't you?
That's quite a complicated. Well,
yeah. It's on a curve. So let's explain what it is to the listeners. It's the bottom edge of the boot, and it's where the boot curves out and sits onto the bodywork at the back, where it actually and the handle's just above it, and the mechanism for closing it is behind it. But the front skin is completely gone.
I could make that section for the lower sort of 4 inches of this boot lid.
Yeah, okay.
But it would take me all day to make the panel.
Yeah, yeah.
That's before you start cutting into this and
finding out what else is wrong
and actually putting in the new replacement panel.
Yeah.
But that's a good day's worth of shaping and wheeling.
Yeah.
To get that.
It's not simple.
No, it's not simple.
So Will's going up drive side, I'm going up the passenger side, and there's a couple of bits of rust on this on the top of the body line there, where there's an edge that sticks out.
Is that where the roof skin meets?
Yeah, where the roof skin meets the wing.
Yeah, I've got the same on this side. I'm also noticing that the lower section of the rear wing seems to have it looks like it's had an arch put in it at some point.
Oh, really? On your side? Mine doesn't look like it. But...
many years ago, there seems to be a crack in the filler around here, which is kind of like reminiscent of arch replacements, and then cracking in filler lines.
And I suspect that's a rot line. In actual fact, you're right. It is the same this side. It's had paint this side. And then the trailing edge of the door where the arch is on the rear door is very crusty this side.
Ooh.
What have you got that side?
Ooh. Rear wheel arch. I've opened up the door.
Yeah.
And where the arch rises over the wheel on the inside of where the door shut is.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
It's had many years' worth of
filling
and painting and filling and filling and what looks like maybe some welding as well.
Well, it's actually misshaped, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
very misshaped.
That's tatty.
Well, let's not get into it. But the interior's looking good.
We're going to have to get into it at some point, Gus.
I know, but not at this moment.
These things were designed as luxury cars.
Yeah,
and they have. Let's not even look yet. My driver's door.
Yes.
is in good condition.
Well, I'm going to have to report that my driver's door is also in good condition.
Okay, my roof edge and gutter line along the entire length of it on my side of the car is in good condition.
Yeah, mine too, good condition.
Top of windscreen, bodywork around the windscreen.
Yeah, there's been a bit of paint this
Elements
side.
of, resprays and paint edges.
Definitely, but
in general, good condition.
passable, I would say.
Ah. We've moved on to the front wings, haven't we?
Yeah, the front wings, I guess, that area where it collects all the stuff, isn't it? On the front
Down
edge.
at the bottom.
Yeah, back edge of the wing, front edge of the door, and at the bottom
If
there.
you stick your fingers in there, there's enough in there to fill up a raised planter bed.
Yeah, see, that's
proper. That's good compost, that is.
good compost, but it just makes for a rot spot, doesn't it? I mean, I guess you'd be hard pushed to find one that wasn't rotten there.
I do also kind of remember somebody telling me once that on these Wolseleys, if you get rust at the top of the wing, at the back of the wing, where it meets the firewall or the A-pillar, if you can see rust coming through there, then that's a very sure sign that there's going to be rust in the A-pillar and hinge pillar behind and below that. And this has got rust coming through.
Yeah, and on this side as well. It's all susceptible to it, isn't it?
Should we have a look under the bonnets?
Yes. How do you open the bonnet? Has it got a lever inside? It'll have a little Morris Minor type.
I bet it'll be a ring pull.
Yeah, I reckon
it'll be one of those. That's exactly what it'll be. It's going to be exactly like a Morris Minor and exactly where a Morris Minor is. So I'm going to put my hand in to find it, expecting it to be here, and not found it.
It's under there. There it is.
That's it. Yeah. Yes. No.
Yay! That's a little things.
Well, that was a result.
Yeah, that's great. Let's have a look in there.
Well,
it's funny, isn't it? You poke your head inside it, and it's just like being in a minor. You are literally in a minor. You look under here, and you're in a minor as well, aren't you? Yeah. Same bonnet stay, same. Actually, no, different engine. This is different. That's a B series, is it? B series, 1500 B series. Okay, so A series.
Same as like the MGB. Before they took it out to 1800.
So that's 1500?
Yes,
of course it is, because it's Wolseley 1500. Of course it is, yeah.
That firewall, I mean, it is different, but it's very, very reminiscent of a Morris Minor.
Yeah.
Same sort of angle.
Yeah.
Battery fits in a similar way. Different position.
Same, but same fixings.
It's got a great big heater, Smith's heater.
It's a huge heater, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is a luxury car.
It's a luxury car.
Remember, it's a micro luxury, mobile.
So single SU.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I mean, even the radiator looks like a Morris Minor, apart from the header tank on it is deeper as in front to back.
Yeah.
But it's just got the same sort of top shape to it, arch shape to the top of the copper header tank.
Always seemed strange, the size of this grille. Always seemed oversized.
Yeah, I didn't really ever like that look very much.
I never really got it, no.
It looks like I'm trying to be a Rolls Royce sort of thing.
Yeah, big grille, little car.
Yeah.
If we're talking about how it is in here condition-wise, it's had paint in there, hasn't it? And we keep talking about this tip-top money for these cars only being about 10 grand.
Yeah.
The amount of work already that you would have to do on this car is huge, isn't it?
It is. We've already noticed that this car's never ever going to be a 10 grander. Not if you're trying to make any money. No. I mean, that's fair to say, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's difficult to see where other than having it like it is as a runner, as a car that you're going to maintain with love and care and run around in. Yeah. It's difficult to see where this car's going, really.
Well, I think it's going down the road for a fun car, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if it were mine, I'd keep it exactly as it is.
Yeah.
Just keep on top of the maintenance.
Yeah.
And enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Because I think this looks like a perfectly great little everyday run-around car.
Yep.
And it's never going to win any shows.
No, but you think of all those areas that we were just saying about inside the back door. These aren't areas that are going to fail. I mean, I know it doesn't need an MOT, but they're not areas that are going to fail at MOTs, are they?
No, structurally the car is sound.
Yeah, the points, all the suspension points, all those sort of things under the car are good.
Yeah.
So you could run it, couldn't you?
Yeah, you
I mean,
could.
like it is. I mean,
And
it is
enjoy
running.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Just continue in exactly the same vein as it is now.
Yeah.
So if we were going to do that, we'd be doing that from inside the car. Should we have a quick cup of tea?
Yeah, go on,
Eat
let's
the
have a
last
cup of tea.
donuts.
And we're in. That's good. I'm going driver's side. I'm going driver's side. You presented the car. I get to go driver's side. That's just the rules, Will. You know it.
Oh, I'm sure those rules change on a regular basis.
And
But
we're
you're
in.
welcome. You're welcome. No. Ooh.
It's great, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, well, I mean, there's that. But I was looking at that. So...
What were you expecting? You weren't expecting that.
As I got into the car, because I've been deliberately not looking inside the car as we've been walking around it.
Yeah, me too.
So as I opened up the door and looked inside the car, I looked down at the carpets.
Lovely.
And it's just a luxurious leather-edged, or probably PVC
What is it?
edge piped carpets, blue carpets, and a sort of light baby blue. Rubber floor mats. The carpets are in lovely, lovely condition, and they look old.
Well, they do, but they are aftermarket ones, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah.
You reckon?
It's bizarrely, I mean, that's what it makes it feel so familiar in here, because that's the same colour carpet as I had in our Minor.
Is it?
Exactly the same,
That
yeah.
sort of
Same steering wheel.
Light teal, if we're daring to give it a name.
Yeah, I can't, I'm not qualified to do that, because I'm partially colourblind.
Yeah.
But have you broken it?
That's supposed to do that. It's going to do it again.
I know it does.
Oh, it sounds scary, doesn't it?
But it's the thing, isn't it?
Look at that quarter lights.
So we've got quarter lights. I mean, it's essentially like being in a Morris Minor with a flat wooden plywood with veneer on the front dashboard, and it's a very flat dashboard, isn't it?
Beautiful logo on this side. There's some sort of letraset or sort of sticker supplied by J.K. Johnson Limited.
Wow.
Yeah, something.
So that must be who?
Something Monmouth Street, Monmouth.
Monmouth Street.
Let's say Portsmouth or something.
Okay.
Portsmouth
makes sense, doesn't it? Because of the boat building. So you'd have plywood in boat building, wouldn't you?
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, they must be the people who supplied the dash.
No.
So I'm wondering now. This is a standard dash, isn't it?
Yeah, is that bit though?
And that bit's not. So there's a little add-on, a sort of racing add-on with a amp meter, a clock, and a driving meter. Does that tell you how you're driving? Because it's got good and excellent.
That's like an early version of an Iconoscope. If I put my hand round the back, it would be a vacuum-operated vacuum. Yeah.
From the carburetor. I'm just looking at the fob. Oh, it's got a Morris 1100 fob on it, but it's got the Morris bull and the over the water, and it's in leather, and it fits perfectly with everything else. Yeah. I mean, we should say that the veneer is crazed and all the varnish is coming off, isn't it?
Which I would say was a very, very, very charming patina.
Very charming. I'm not so sure about the delamination of the plywood on that corner. Less charming.
I'm not going to touch that.
Don't touch it.
I'm certainly not going to touch it
He's
again.
I'm not going to touch it, but you're touching it. You can't help yourself.
I can't help myself. You know me.
Door cards door cards and door opening and window winding is classic Minor. They could be Minor doors.
I would say about the door liner on this side. If the Ordnance Survey team had a look at it, they would give that contour lines.
They would. They definitely would.
Because that is so disfigured, warped, bendy, and lumpy. It's stuffed, but it is the original one, and the vinyls. Yeah,
it's charming. Isn't
quite
it?
charming.
It's in a grey. So you have the blue of the exterior car on the top, and then you have a wood panel, which is screwed on, and then below that you have the door card. My door card's very good in actual fact.
I like the pull handles to shut the door as well, this little chrome bit in the middle. Is that a bit of wood as a handle on it, or is it plastic?
I think it's plastic, but
I think it's plastic.
It's attached with a loop of fabric to the top of the door card. It's a sort of chromed D-ring, although it's...
and I tell you what, I can't help but say it, because every time I look at that quarter light in the door...
Does it make you want to open it? Because I know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah,
no.
Don't
open it. Don't open it. If you open it, it's going to break. You'll never be able to stop it.
No, it won't. I'll be careful.
Will is now opening the quarter light.
I know, it's risky.
But
that's Morris Minor, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That is exactly Morris Minor.
Yeah.
That is...
I think that
looks identical to a Morris Minor one. I'd see.
Yeah.
I managed to get it open.
And closed.
Oh,
That's good. And he's locked it.
Oh, no, that got
Quarter lights are great, aren't they? Because if you've got a fogged up windscreen, you can open these and push them round, and you can send the stream
All the
of
way.
stream. Don't push it any further.
No, so I'm sorry, I've opened it again, which I'm
Now he's opened it all the way round, and he's clearly never going to be able to get it closed.
But I'm doing it very carefully with two hands.
Okay.
Right, okay, I'm now closing this again very carefully with one hand.
So all in all, I'd say
Charming but crunchy.
Yeah, I think charming but crunchy would be a really good way of describing this car. I don't see any way that we could take this on other than a long-term project, but it's still pointless because this is never going to be the best car.
No, it's never going to.
It's only ever going to be what it is now until somebody falls out of love with it.
Yeah,
isn't it?
You could own this car, maintain it, and enjoy it.
Yeah, and it would be great and fun.
We would never be able to make a buck on it.
No.
We'd be banjaxed.
We would.
In the first 3 minutes of taking it into the workshop, because we'd be tempted to try and do something, and that job would be bigger than any profit margin that could ever be found.
And the mission creep would be huge, wouldn't it?
Ginormous.
Every time you did one thing.
Yeah, ginormous. So everything, I think it holds together well and it's complete as one unit.
Yeah.
But the moment you start taking anything off, it's going to break before it goes back on.
Can I just say, there's one thing that I used to love about our Morris Minor, and this is the shelf with the
cardboard shelf.
The cardboard shelf. If anyone has ever come across or had miners, that they had this amazing vinyl covered cardboard shelf, which
there was always a tin of ball sweets down there,
but when it was clear. And it was clean and it was level and you'd sorted it out, it gave me immense satisfaction. I think we've concluded with this car. It's been great to look at, hasn't it? I've loved it, absolutely loved it.
Yes, quite fond of this one as we've spotted it. You can see it was built as a miniature luxury car.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I do as well.
It's nice to have seen it.
Yeah.
But it's not one for us.
It's not one for us. So we're going to call it a day then?
We are.
Okay.
But just before we sign off, if anybody out there's got an interesting car that we could have a look at with a view of thinking about whether it might be suitable for us to consider as a flipper for our show, see what its merits are for flipping.
Just have a look at it and see what we think. That's the key. It's fun, isn't it? It's a nice thing to do. We've met some lovely people doing it, haven't we? And if anyone wants to get in touch, if anyone's got anything they want us to have a look at, or we can have a look at, get in touch and, we'll come and see you.
And thank you for listening to us once again.
Yeah, thanks for
I hope it's been a pleasure. It certainly has for us.
The Flipping Bangers podcast features Gus Gregory and Will Trickett, is produced by Dan Allam and is a Just Might TV production. International copyright is asserted. All opinions are personally held. Audio engineering is by Stephen O'Toole. We've used a sample of music composed by Tatimi and Lenny B at Upbeat. If you'd like to get in touch, please visit justmight.tv or chat to us via Instagram at Flipping Bangers. Thanks for listening.